Hey guys, it's Benasty again. You might remember me from hosting earlier. If you don't, we are Gamers for Hope, and you're watching Gamers Against Cancer 2025. We're a speedrunning marathon raising money for Stand Up to Cancer Foundation. Next up, we've got It's Paige running Batman Arkham Asylum Any Percent. Take it away, Paige.
Hello everyone, I'm its Page. Today we're here with Batman Arkham Asylum. This is a game that came out in 2009. Thankfully for this near 2 hour run, I am not alone. I am accompanied by my commentator. If you'd like to
Hey,
introduce
I'm
yourself.
Lethargic Stocks. I'm a Arkham speedrunner. I primarily play Batman Arkham Knight and Batman Arkham City, but I know a lot about this game as well. So I hope you guys will enjoy the marathon.
Alrighty, so for anyone who has played this game, you'll probably know there is a whole 6 minute walking session with just Joker and Batman walking through it. But just kind of because it doesn't add too much, we're going to skip that by running a race file, is what it's called. But here we go. So time begins in 3, 2, 1. Now.
Now let's get this party started.
So it starts simply by just beating up thugs, as Batman does. While we have Luke Skywalker talking to us. We're also going to use this vent to grab Riddle trophies. We're going to grab a few different things. Riddle trophies, riddle maps, riddles, and all sorts. Most people hate them because there are a lot of them. However, they are helpful for us because they give us upgrades, which help
I think
do
the
some
total
skips.
number is 10,024 in the whole series.
Yeah.
So, Paige, you've got the trophy. Did you?
I'll find a way out.
I think I did, yeah. I think I grabbed it, because you're not supposed to grab it yet. Well, you can grab it whenever, but yeah.
Oh, you did. Never mind.
I accidentally grabbed it. Usually, most people open the vent and then beat everyone up and then grab it. I got a bit too feisty and grabbed it first.
Yeah.
The cast list is quite stacked. You've got it's everyone from the Batman animated series, so Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, Arlene Sorkin plays Harley Quinn.
Usually, with the whole Riddler trophy thing, you can grab a free-scroll mouse and bind it to the button to collect Riddler trophies, and you can dupe like hundreds of
Joker's
trophies.
been busy.
It's more like
Poor guards never stood a
the most
chance.
optimal is to usually get about 40 trophies in one dupe, but I've seen people get like upwards of like 60 or 70.
Yeah. There's a lot of a wild duplication. Well, yeah. Duplication glitch, very simple to do. Just there's a code you can add to the files, and you just flick your mouse wheel, and it grabs it like many times. So it treats it like it's one. Even though you pick up one Riddler trophy, the game seems to think you're picking up a lot of them. So it just gives you a ton of XP. Yeah. This is Victor Zaz. Sorry, don't.
Oh yeah, we usually use that to buy like upgrades. The first one's usually critical strikes.
Yeah, so this is quickly. I'll talk about it in a second. This is Victor Zaz. If anyone doesn't know about him, he likes to. You'll notice eventually because we run into him again later in the run. He likes to, after he kills people, he marks them on his body, and that's just a thing he likes to do. That was Harley Quinn. Fantastic, but we don't see her many times. We do see her later on though. Yeah, with critical combo strikes, pretty much enemies are basically sponges in this game. Until you get that, then it's basically you get a lot more crit damage, and you basically absolutely shred through enemies.
Joker. He's free.
So, yeah. So we're gonna grab another Riddle Trophy here, which sometimes you can, if you're in the right spot, you can grab the Riddle Trophy and get the vent at the exact same time, or like a little bit after each other. It's very hard to do.
Yeah, here if you can hear in the background, there's a bunch of gunshots going on because like every guard is dying in this place.
It is it's pretty much not just a takeover; it's a massacre as well.
Joker toxin. Listen.
Now,
the room is full of poison
some
gas.
people have
Maybe
stereotypes
someone in
about
there is
Batman,
dead.
and there's two of them that I will talk about. First one is people say Batman's a superhero, and that superheroes save people. Now, this is where I want to beg to differ, as you know, they're Arkham guards. You know, I feel like to do this job, you would have to be very much trained. So I'm going to leave them to save themselves.
Planning this.
As there is three guards you're supposed to save, but we're just going to leave them to, you know, explosions. It's like a day in the park for that guy. Even this Blackgate prisoner, you know, it's his own fault for committing crime, so he's not being saved. The only thing we care about is saving ourselves. Destroy the Joker Tooth for XP. And we're going to go and do one of the hardest boss fights known to man. If you ever played Arkham Origins, you'll know that the Electrocutioner fight is easy. Yeah, this one's a lot harder than that. So yeah, destroy his tooth over here. So
The general combat for like the early parts of the game is usually punch, ground takedown, and then finish the guy off, the other guy off.
yeah. Right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to jump into this corner real quick, because I need to go AFK for a second. Just for a second. 1 second. Just put my control on my leg. I'm going to take a quick drink. Just on here, don't mind me.
Come on, Paige. Put a little bit more effort into, you know,
Well,
fighting this guy.
Joe, wait a minute. Just a second. Alright, back to the fight. Let's take him out. Okay, there we go. And there we go. He's down. So that was very easy. It was that easy. We didn't even have to do anything. Thankfully, his heart gave out, which is very good.
Quick, get in here before more of them come.
So we're going to do a field grids. The field grids I'll quickly explain is we're going to do 2 times combo strikes, and we're also going to, thankfully, like Resident Evil 7, it saves where you hover over things. So what we're going to do is we are going to hover over twin batarangs, because we're going to need them after we've done
I'm over here.
next upgrade. So we're going to speak to this guard, and then it's going to try and throw us into a cutscene, but we're going to try to kind of race this cutscene real quick. Okay. Grab this Riddler trophy so I don't have to grab it later, and then we're going to get Joker, just mock us again. That's pretty much all he does in this game, just mocks us. Now, I do want to explain, you may notice this game isn't low quality. Yes, it did come out in 2009, but it did get upgrades as it went on. But I'm running this in low quality at the moment due to pretty much when we leave the Asylum, we'll be doing a glitch. Now, to get the glitch to work, you have to run it in 30 FPS. Now, my computer, it's not the greatest in the world, so it doesn't like running on high graphics while running at 30 FPS. So that's just. But thankfully, running at 30 FPS does work. So yeah. All right. There's Buckethead. We all love Buckethead. Take out these guys, and now we're going to be the world's greatest detective
Oracle, I'm at the
by using X-ray vision.
Bowles dropped his flask.
So, in the story,
I can
it's basically
follow
that, like,
traces of
Commissioner
alcohol from
Gordon
Frank's
got
bourbon
taken
in the atmosphere.
by Frank Bowles. He was the guy. I guess with the race file timing, you don't really see him, but he basically brought Joker in. He's been working for Joker the whole time. So he kidnapped Commissioner Gordon, and Batman's trying to find the alcohol trail to like, track him down and find Gordon.
Yeah, so one funny thing with Frank Bowles is, and it says this in his, this game has character bios where you can read about them. And one thing that's really funny is, basically, in his character bio, it talks about that he's been many times reported by other guards for drinking on the job and other stuff like that. So thankfully, you know, it's good to have a guard that drinks on the job so we can track him. That's a good thing. But he's very much hated by all the guards. So no wonder he turned on everyone. One more thing as well is you'll probably notice I am spamming both my X button and my keyboard. That is just because it's a little bit quicker to open vents than single pressing it. So yeah.
I mean, it doesn't pay to, you know, be a corrupt cop or, you know, drink on the job.
True, you know.
So here there is a skip called elevator jump. It's basically where you jump to like a certain piece of collision on the shaft of the elevator and look upward and grapple. But it's a lot. It's really risky to do, like just to do in a
Yeah,
run
it's,
period, and it loses like 30 seconds if you don't get it.
yeah. I would have attempted it. Problem is, it is a run killer, and this is a marathon, so we're not going to go for any of the Daredevil risky stuff. Unfortunately, I'm not a Daredevil. So here's where I can kind of show off the critical combo strikes. You'll notice we're now just two tapping every enemy here. Oh yeah, they're all down. That's it for that. Somehow, even when they're down, sometimes they do a little bit of a war cry. But yeah. Now here's my second one, and hopefully this can go well. My phone just fell. That's great. Now this can go a bit wrong, but we're going to try anyway. So some people say Batman has no superpowers. His only superpower is money. Now, here is where I'm going to beg to differ, and I said this on a live stream once. Pretty much. Now, last I checked, this wouldn't work with us. Didn't mean to do that. This may go wrong.
Taking control of the cell.
Yep, this is gonna probably go wrong. Basically, now people say Batman's got no superpowers.
Sounds like Joker's crew have got their
However, Batman has just taken many bullets to the face. Last I checked, people can't just take many bullets to the face. I also didn't mean to go into technical word. That's actually almost screwed me over there.
I need to be smart. Find a different weapon.
Yeah, that's why I think Batman has superpowers, because you don't usually take shotguns and assault rifles to the face and still walk out like, nothing's happened.
I like to call that the Batman 2022. That's like his superpower, just being able to like instead of like taking out the guys stealthily or whatever, he'll just walk into the bullets.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I find it very funny because people say he's got no superpowers, but if I went and tried to take an assault rifle and bullets a shotgun to the face, I would not walk out like nothing's happened. That works. So there we took, thankfully, and unfortunately they did change it in Asylum, in City, Origins, and Night. But pretty much you can do ground takedowns, and they're classed as silent takedowns, but in the other games they're not. Which just makes taking people out in this game a lot quicker. So thankfully these fights are all planned, as these guys always go in the same way they usually always go. So we're going to just grapple up and take these guys down. So fun fact, and actually a little behind the scenes to this. This game was originally... So, before this game was released, Batman games were terrible. They were not good. But Rocksteady, who made this game, Rocksteady Studios, who are very good, or were very good, until they started releasing terrible games, pretty much went to Eidos, I believe it was Eidos, and said, yeah, we have the rhythm game here we'd like to thing. And then they were like, oh, we like how this works, but could you slightly tweak it? And could you also make it a Batman game? And so they did it. They were given money to do that, and they did it. Another quick fun fact, and quick behind the scenes, the detective mode was only supposed to be temporary, so it wasn't completely overpowered. However, they then decided that maybe isn't a smart idea, because why would Batman use something that's not, that is, like, that flawed? So they scrapped it. But yeah. If you would like to explain why everyone does not like the Riddler.
So, the Riddler is a very narcissistic character in these games. He likes to goad you a lot. In this game, there's 225 trophies, or 240 trophies. And in the next game, there's 440 trophies. And there's one Riddler trophy in Arkham Origins, but that's just the last one. And in Arkham Knight, there's 243 riddles and trophies. So, he's a very narcissistic character, and he goads you the whole time you play these games, so nobody really likes him. The 100% categories are actually pretty fun for these games.
Yeah, they just keep upping it, and then upping it, and upping it. In fact, he is voiced by my favorite, the greatest name I've ever heard, and his name is Wally Wingert. Is the guy who plays him. Great name. He's played Riddler for quite a few years as well. But yeah, very tedious side quests to do. But if you played the games for as long as I feel like me and nostalgic at this point. It just becomes very ingrained in our memory. It's like our birthdays. We always just remember it. But yeah. So we're leaving the asylum through this vent. And this is now this is a glitched run. Just unfortunately, we do only have the batarang at the moment, which unfortunately the batarang is not broken. But the next gadget we are getting is very broken. So yeah.
Yeah, I'd say the next gadget probably is the basis for. It is the basis for every glitch in this game.
Yeah,
There's
it's very
like one glitch you can do without it, but every other glitch just requires it.
yeah, it's very broken as it glitches the game. It's also very broken literally, and you'll see why in a minute. What we're going to do is we got a multi-batarang, and there is 2 armed thugs back here who are kind of stopping these Arkham guards and making them hide behind an elevator. Now, you can just beat these guys up, but I'm just going to start take them out, just to be on the
Kind
safe
of
side.
sad how most of this is all for nothing.
Second.
So it's kind of sad how most of this, like, you know, saving the guards is for nothing.
Yeah, to be honest, you know, they don't, eventually they do just die, and it's like, you know. That's why, you know, to be honest, that's why I didn't save the guard before. You know, they saved themselves and then unfortunately just die later in the game. So this is the Batmobile, very old looking. It does change many times. Eventually they just make it into they just decide to screw being a car and they make it into a full-on tank. With very janky controls, which from the... Actually, that Arkham Knight turns 10 years old this year, so with about 10 near 10 years of playing that game, I've got used to the controls, but yeah. So what I'm going to try and do is, see if we can do this. It's kind of frame perfect. Not really that frame perfect, but we're going to try and detonate this and jump at the same time. We didn't do it, because I did that too fast. And I missed it completely. That's great. You know what? We love when things go wrong. Basically, I was going to try and dive roll while also blowing it up, but that didn't work. So we're going to do a glitch here, which Logic will gladly explain.
Even you. Yes, you.
I hope. See that?
Alrighty, so there's gonna be a zip coming up. A zip is basically when Batman remembers how to do corner storage, and when you throw a batarang after getting corner storage, he'll basically try to zip to the origin of the map.
Yeah, let's see if we can get this right. Sometimes you go too far forward, you get stuck in the roof. Sometimes you don't go far enough. Yeah, I got it. Okay.
Very perfect.
Yeah. Sometimes if you go too far forward, you get stuck in the roof, and then you have to restart, and you have to pull off the glitch again and run again. It wastes like about 10 seconds. Now here, obviously, again, Batman saves people. Not in my runs of Batman Arkham Asylum. He doesn't. So 3 doctors you're supposed to save. Madison. Well, not Madison Lee, it's Vault 3. Dr. do you remember the names? I don't.
Dr. Young,
That's it.
Dr. Chen, and some other guy. Well,
Oh, and Dr.
Aaron
Keller.
Cash is also in this building.
Yeah, and Aaron Cash. Unfortunately, you know, well, Aaron Cash is there. He's good. He's the best. Now, this does kind of break the law and makes no sense. Basically, Dr. Young's basically being held up by 4 guys, just all guns pointed at her. But somehow, she'll come out fine after we don't save her. You'll see how we don't save her in a minute. And yeah. We're gonna take out these guys. Sometimes this guy just freezes there in place, but will eventually move after a little bit of time.
It's not safe yet.
As we're gonna
There
take
is
him down.
another glitch that's about 18 seconds faster on the Epic Games version, where you can it's called medical skip. It's basically you keep that storage that you originally zipped into the room with, and you do a bunch of like stuff in a room that's like basically invisible geometry, and you get a checkpoint that Paige will actually be getting like right now in this
Where we're
vent,
into
and
a
yeah,
very
it saves about 18 seconds on Epic and 8 seconds on Steam.
yeah. I do have both versions. I got Arkham, the Arkham is free on Steam and Epic, but I'm playing through Steam because I'm cool. So While I work on this, which I do have to concentrate on, Lethargic may explain Scarecrow. Most likely you all know about Scarecrow, but...
Alrighty, so this whole sequence right here is actually a dream sequence. If you didn't know, Commissioner Gordon actually isn't dead, laying dead right there. There's going to be a reveal later that he's not actually dead. But for now,
he's bit the dust.
Yeah, he's dead. And the skip that Paige is going to be doing is a Scarecrow skip. And we're not going to see Scarecrow for the whole rest of the run, so you better, enjoy this dream world while it lasts.
Yeah, it's really funny what happens when we skip it, and you'll see if this goes well. It should go well. We're also going to do something called chaining storage, which is very fun.
Chaining storage, and it basically just includes like continuing to have the corner stored on your explosive gel or on your battering. So right here we're just opening some body bags. We're still looking for Commissioner Gordon's killer. This is quite weird. I don't understand why Thomas Wayne's here.
Yeah,
Probably the next
dead.
bag.
I thought he died. I thought he died when Batman was like 10.
Oh,
Like,
this bag.
boy in
Martha
this game.
Wayne. That's odd.
Hmm.
Okay, third time's a charm, right?
Now, last I checked, Batman doesn't have 3 parents, unless I'm under the question what happened in their love life.
Oh,
Scarecrow.
yo.
So does that mean that Scarecrow is related to the Batman?
Alrighty, so right here, Paige is gonna expertly zip. Is gonna throw 2 batarangs, and is gonna glide over to the bat signal, and is gonna use it, and we're done with Scarecrow 1.
So one thing that's really funny about this is Scarecrow. So there's like this whole like side scroller type mini game you have to play. However, we skipped the cutscene that calls in Scarecrow, and so because he didn't get called into the scene in the cutscene that triggers him getting called in, he doesn't show up. So he's just an invisible light, and it's very funny. Weird.
Yeah.
So, as you can see, he's not dead.
Gas must have affected me more than I thought.
He's a dead guy though. It's not Jim Gordon. Also, one thing I did skip. Unfortunately, we did try to talk to Oracle about her dead dad, who turns out he's not dead. But unfortunately, she was too busy not picking up the phone, and so we were sent straight to voicemail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because apparently Batman's worst fear when it comes to telephone is voicemail. I think that's everyone's worst fear.
I mean, yeah. Who doesn't despise being left on red?
Yeah, it's horrible.
They're getting more XP here. There's Harley right through the window. She's actually holding Commissioner Gordon hostage. Trust me, this is the real Commissioner Gordon for once.
Yeah, this bit, now there's 2 sections, there's 2 of these type of sections. These we can't be seen, however this version, with this part, or this first bit of it, we can actually take people out. Eventually, I forgot to try and do that quicker. Eventually we can then, the second one we can't take everyone out, we then have to just try and do it without being seen, or without taking anyone out, which becomes a lot harder, but you'll see that when we get to it. Which should be not too long.
This is what's called an instant fail section. So if you're seen, you fail.
Yeah, she just full on executes him on sight, and it's thankfully they don't show it, but this game.
One more about like 30 minutes later.
Yeah, they don't obviously show his execution if you do fail, because this game was released in the UK as a 15 or teen in the US. What we're gonna do real quick is grab this upgrade real quick before we fight Bane. Now Bane, who I like now in Arkham Origins, when I fight Bane, I like to yell Bane train whoop whoop. However, I'm not gonna yell that in this because he's not really the Bane train. He's more the Bane truck in this.
Joker and Bane have a really interesting relationship in these games. It always seems like Joker's trying to use Bane to get to the Batman.
One thing you also notice is there's 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 8 pills around the place. I have to look them up real quick. And sometimes he'll try and go for them. And I didn't learn this until I actually watched the GDQ run of this. He basically sometimes he'll start walking to one. If you start walking towards him, he'll just decide, you know what, Batman's more important, and then he'll basically jump Batman. He may also throw something at me, so I need to go
Alright.
So this, lore-wise, Bane's a bit stupid in this because he took something called TN1 in Arkham Origins, which made him stupid. And, so yeah.
During that fight, there's a lot more risky threats to do is to go like right against the wall and wait for Bane to charge at you and be like a millimeter against the wall and then throw a batarang at him. So that's really risky, and if you miss it, it just loses time.
Oracle.
So, now I won't be doing this glitch, unfortunately, because another member of the community has been begging me to attempt it, and I spent a full all-nighter attempting this glitch, and I am still going to take try. I will eventually try and do it, but if you would like to explain what the glitch is.
The next upcoming glitch is a bat cave or bat claw skip. You basically skip going to the bat cave and you just straight up go into the mansion and you do a zip to get into the next room, as well as a double out of bounds, like walking. So double out of bounds basically is when you open a door when you're already out of bounds and nothing is loaded.
It's been a favorite suicide location on Arkham Island for over 100 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what would happen. Unfortunately, I don't know how to. I do know how to do the glitch, but it's just a pain. So unfortunately, I won't be doing it.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it saves about like 30 seconds, or not 30 seconds, probably like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, it is quite a good time save, but it's just a very because like you've got to get in a spot, and then sometimes it just goes very wrong. Yeah, and then sometimes as well is if you stand in the wrong place while trying to pull off the right place to pull off the glitch, you get flung completely across, and sometimes you get flung outside the asylum entirely, which is very funny. I have a few screenshots of it. But we're gonna go to that cave. But yeah.
On the original Xbox 360 box, I think it said there is no escape or something.
It did, yeah. It said there is no escape. I think it's on the PS3 copy and the cover copy of the original PS3 and Xbox 360 version of the game. But yeah, we found an escape. Now, one thing I do want to talk about while we go and get the backlot is obviously this is an event raising money for Centers for Cancer. Sorry. Now, as you can hear by the amazing voice of provided by Kevin Conroy, sadly in 2022 he did pass away from cancer, colon cancer, and obviously that's what we are raising money to fight against. So yeah. But anyway, so we're gonna go and get the backlot.
And unfortunately, if you thought we only lost one actor for the Batman series, then we lost 2 because the Joker, Mark Hamill, actually resigned from doing the Joker voice after Batman passed away.
Yeah.
And I think that same year, a couple months earlier, we lost Arlene Sorkin.
I'm going after her.
Which was the Harley voice.
She was heading to the mansion with cash. I'm going up top via the catacombs.
There's been many actors that have either left their roles or passed away. Obviously, the most hard-hitting were Kevin Conroy, and for any Last of Us fans in watching Tess from The Last of Us, her actress passed away as well, sadly. But yeah.
Sorry, boss.
So there is a glitch we're going to be pulling off, and I'm quite I don't know. Do you know this skip? Catacomb skip? Well, that's what I call it. No one else in the community's called it that, I don't think.
Usually just call it sewer skip or sewer skip. There's this zip is actually much harder on PC than it is on console because there's a difference with how the zip sends you upward in this game. Or like, not a difference, but specifically right here, there's a difference in how the zip sends you upward on PC.
Yeah, there's also different types of zipping. So there's quick zipping and slow zipping, and then sometimes you can get it right in between. And that will mostly come into focus with Scarecrow Skip Part 3, which we've not even done Part 2 yet. And Part 2 is the part I'm scared about the most. So yeah.
Yeah, part 2 is by far the scariest to do.
They keep saying it saves a lot of time, but it just feels. Ooh, please don't go wrong.
So save this.
It saved it, sort of. Where are we going? Up here. I sort of saved that, but I didn't save it too well. So I was supposed to get on top of that and then climb up, but it didn't go well, and so I kind of saved it. But you know.
If you're doing any percent, it might be more beneficial to land on that thing.
Yeah,
So
sometimes you can land
across.
right on the other side, which you're not actually supposed to be able to get to until you get the line launcher. Spoiler alert, but yeah, unfortunately, the RNG speedrunning gods were not on my side for that one.
Yeah, so this is the second of like overly dramatic explosive wall we have. I don't really understand why they put these in here because like there's like
Yeah,
30 or 40 explosive walls to blow up.
Yeah. To be honest, the one thing about this, and for some reason, it's the same with the glass in the medical building. If you line launch through that, it's like the most dramatic thing in the universe. But yeah, now there's these guys with snipers. Now I'm in detective mode, so I can see. You can't see the laser sights if you don't have detective mode on. So I'm going to keep the detective mode on so I can see the laser sights while completely just dodging every sniper shot. We're like Neo from the Matrix here. But yeah.
Looks like the Blackgate thugs have access to the armor.
Ow, ow, knife guy. Forgot about him.
So this is actually the first introduction to the new enemy type, which is the guy with knives. You have to cape stun them before you you are able to hit them. But there's also a chance that when they're first getting up, if you hit them, they'll actually still take damage.
Yeah, they eventually just completely separated the different mechanics in Arkham City. They gave us the armored guys who have like body armor, and then they gave us the knife guys that you eventually have to like hold triangle and just hold back on the analog stick. Because apparently, well, to be honest, there's a lot of things they either didn't bring back to Arkham City, or they just like. Eventually, we're going to get a very epic version of the Batclaw, which was too OP. They just never brought it back for any other game. So yeah. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to glide over these guys' heads. They're just going to kind of just casually name drop. They're just going to casually name drop Metropolis. For anyone who doesn't know what Metropolis is, it's the home of Superman. But yeah. Right. 31 minutes already here, that's not bad.
Alright, so coming up is arguably the most annoying skip in all of Arkham Asylum. This is, in the current route, this is only done in 100%, which is still too much in my opinion.
First, I think even 100% is rarely done, because if you do it, it soft locks the joke teeth, because you skip
You do
the
it
entire
after doing the records. The records spawn the teeth.
That's I'm too scared to run Hundo, so.
Okay, so basically what Paige is doing is lining up the batarang to go straight through the floorboards, and Paige moved the camera.
Yeah, if you get the explosive gel, it resets the camera by accident, and it's oh no.
So that's just a fail. I think the most annoying part about this is that this is not the Arkham City batarangs. You have to wait, I think it's a solid 15 seconds for them to recharge.
As well as that, their sensitivity is horrible.
Yeah, they did not do well.
Oh,
that actually
is so weird.
The collision is really bad on the bell here, the rope. So
and you can
usually
even if you do the game normally, you can tell the collision's weird because it's so like strict on where you can throw the batarang or where you can aim the batarang. This went well in practice.
How you want to do it.
Well now.
Yeah. Usually, how you want to do it is you want to make sure that the middle of the batarang is going through the rope, the middle of the rope. See, that was actually spot on, other than the fact that the game didn't recognize it as the rope being cut.
what's supposed to happen, and it might happen now if we're lucky, the bell's supposed to just dramatically drop, because everything's dramatic in this game, because we love drama.
This is very
This
unlucky.
is intense, I swear. Oh, my earplug just came out my head.
I've also just looked, and we have raised $694.20 towards the charity. So 69,420 is very nice.
Yep, so we have just received a $8.07 donation from the Riddler, which is a very fitting name for this run.
Oh
So
no,
thank
he's
you,
found
Riddler,
us!
and thank you to everyone else who has donated towards Stand Up for Cancer.
Yes!
And we got the skip.
Thank you, Riddler. You know, maybe I like you again.
Bless the run.
Oh. Maybe the Riddler's not all bad. Maybe he does give us good RNG. Yeah, so basically there's a whole section where you have to do a whole fight. No, don't forget, Paige. Don't forget, you did that in practice and you were crying about it the entire day. Basically, there's a whole cutscene where he'll be like, "Come on, Batman, mess with me," while threatening me with a baton, a little shock baton, which introduces us to shock batons. You're supposed to dive over them, but if I do that, do I go for remote control Batarang, or do I just patiently wait and pop?
I think you just patiently wait. I can't.
Yeah, it's a marathon. Screw it. I'm patiently waiting.
There is
Now,
a
even
strat
though we
where you
save
can
her,
just hit.
this is where saving people becomes the most pointless thing in the world. And also, if you've ever seen those memes of why I never skip cutscenes anymore, that's because
If you look at the top
Dog Stealing is
left-
dead now.
The
So
top left is a
maybe,
charred body up there.
yeah, that's why you should just never skip cutscenes in video games anymore, because she's dead. Pretty much that has my game lagging in it. Has something in it, but the Joker booby trapped it. He got to it before she did, and I think it was the Titan formula. And he booby trapped it, and then basically Batman tried to stop her by holding his hand out and saying "Stop!" And yeah, she got blown up.
Yeah, he probably could have tanked the explosion, but
yeah, he's taking
she
shotguns
was
and assault rifles to the face. I feel like an explosion. You know, it's nothing.
but that's the beauty of plot.
That'd be like getting a pillow thrown at you to Batman. Okay, so these guys are now going to start talking about just their friend being quiet and saying that Harley may be into older guys. This is also where the game kind of starts really playing around with Harley and makes it really funny. Here we go. I'll let you listen to this bit. Yep.
What's actually
So,
funny about that is
apparently-
I think she did a lot more than spank him.
Yeah. Well, she beat him with a cane, you know. Oh yeah. So this bit, I'm not really going to explain. It's quite obviously it's dark game. It's Joker. It's very dark. Eventually, there's two dialogues. Pretty much, he's basically being told that he has to basically read stuff out. One's like, if you stand on the floor, he's gonna dismember you and then make you perform magic tricks, which is just weird. And then the other one is basically where he's basically telling, Joker's getting Quincy Sharp to tell the Arkham guards to basically take their own life, which, yeah, he's not a. He's also having this. He's not a nice guy at all. I think we already knew that.
The thug dialogue was pretty interesting there.
Yeah. You want to explain it, or should I? Pretty much, the thug dialogue is basically them talking about the Joker and him Harley going past, and then Joker telling one of the thugs that he had to go and kill his sister, and that the thug did it. So you know, some of the thug dialogue in this game is very good. Unfortunately, though, and this is one thing I don't like that they didn't do for this game, but they did eventually fix in the other games. When you beat this game, there's just completely no thugs in the game. There's like the odd lunatics we'll run into now, but apart from that, there's just no other thugs that talk, and the thug dialogue is just absolutely priceless. Like, it's so funny.
And as you can see, the penitentiary or the cell block, it actually, over the time of the game, it actually gets more built into the face of the Joker. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's one fun fact as well. For anyone who hasn't done it, it's quite secret, and they don't really tell you to go in there. You can actually enter in there. Now I'm just doing this glitch. It doesn't do anything. It's just for something me try to pull off something really funny. And I think the fact knows what I'm trying to do, but I think it's really funny. I did it. I actually got its work in practice this morning. I was so happy. But yeah, what's it called? Pretty much, if you go in there, you can go in there after every mission you've just done, and Joker will basically recap what you've just basically done, and it'll be really scary in there and all this, because this game is technically a horror game, so...
This, it's actually funny, it's like, I think in like about 2 or 3 minutes, this game actually just turns straight into a horror game.
Oh, no! Damn, I think it was too... Right, unfortunately I didn't get it, so I'll just explain what happens. Pretty much, if you skip that that cutscene there, eventually she gets released in the next cutscene. If you go back there, the cutscene still plays, but she's not in there. So the game does two things. It tries her hair is not actually connected to her head, so her hair goes to the stays in the animation it would be if she was still in there. But they had to like actually respawn her in to actually do the cutscene, but that makes her just basically Poison Ivy with a skinhead, and her hair is just not on her head. It's just very funny, which I wish I could show you, but unfortunately, it's a very tricky glitch to pull off and skip past. I did it in practice, which was hell exciting, but unfortunately, I didn't get it then.
Yeah, here we have the cryptographic sequencer. This is the key to all of Arkham Asylum because Batman scanned the warden's access pass, which makes no sense because
You stay here.
I'm pretty sure like Joker overrided that to just take control of the asylum anyway.
Oh. One thing I want to say as well is, so that's Quincy Sharp there, but that's also Quincy Sharp up there. I'm just going to scan Quincy Sharp real quick. There we go, got some XP.
You're performing just below my predicted expectations. At this rate, you'll never beat me.
Thanks, Riddler. That's great. He says that every time you do something. Yeah, so that's Clayface. We all love Clayface. Actor who became Clay and then shapeshifts into people. Actually becomes a boss fight in Arkham City. Righty. So now we're going to do one of... Now, I'm quite a critic on this game. I love this game, but I've got to be honest, they really do Harley dirty with her boss fights. They're not even Harley boss fights, it's basically just beat people up and let's call it Harley boss fight, can't we?
I mean, when is a Harley boss fight ever been a Harley boss fight in an Arkham game?
Revenge, technically I would say Harley Quinn's Revenge DLC in Arkham City.
I guess, but she's also just throwing goons at you.
Yeah, true.
But I guess that time she's actually shooting. What I've always found funny about this is like, she's swinging on a lamp that's probably at least like 150 years old.
The Asylum is very old. It's actually that old because it got shut down and then it got reopened because, well, Joker invaded Blackgate Prison, and if you played Arkham Origins, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, basically Joker invaded Blackgate Prison and caused a riot and thought us to try and kill Bane, but then we only stopped his heart and, yeah. Because Batman don't kill.
Patient pacification system deactivated.
Oh, I did that, but I didn't. So, yeah, the cryptographic sequencer, it got renamed in Arkham Knight, but it also became a lot more powerful in Arkham Knight, as in you can just tilt an entire airship in Arkham Knight. With it, yeah. It went from simply just hacking terminals to just completely tilting airships. But yeah.
These are the lunatics. Arkham Page introduced them, but this is the horror aspect to the later half of the game. They will jump out at you, and they look scary.
Yeah, so they have two different things. Now there is one thing you can do, and it's kind of, I guess 1 second frame you can do it. Basically, sometimes they'll jump at you if you hit them. Batman's so powerful, he'll like hit them into the air, and then they'll fall due to fall damage, and that'll knock them out. These lunatics, they jump on top of you, and then you have to like spam X or A or whatever, and they get them off you, and they're very annoying. They're basically just a pain. However, you know, thankfully, did I?
There's actually a funny dialogue when you save Louis Green first, which is the guy on the right. Harley will be like, oh, you guys will make a cute couple.
Yeah, for some reason I've noticed about Batman's enemies like Riddler and Harley is they just mock Batman, like the poor guy.
I mean, I feel like the Joker's the biggest mocker.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, that's true. The thing with Harley as well is, and this is like kind of the whole thing, and it's been her character since she was debuted in the animated series, is she thinks the Joker's in love with her, but it actually turns out he's actually in love with the Batman.
I mean, who is
He's... Pardon?
He's 6'4", 200 pounds of muscle.
True. Yeah, oh yeah, who wouldn't? You know, Batman. Yeah. And all that cash. Oh, yeah.
Come on.
It's Harley who's in the wrong here.
Let me give you a little help.
But yeah, so and they actually kind of play into that in Arkham Origins. So there's like a whole section where he plays the Joker for like a little bit, and you walk through his thing. And Joker's basically talking about like someone he's interested in that he doesn't yet know the name of. Now she thinks, oh, and then she says, oh, I'm Harleen Quinzel, which is her actual name because at this point she's just a side character. And then he's like, oh, I can play into that, and then smiles with his little smirk, and then takes over prison. The reason I'm bringing up Arkham Origins a lot is that was a prequel to this game, and so a lot of stuff from that game does tie into this game kind of well. Sort of. Though a lot of people don't like Arkham Origins, so they try to claim it's not canon, but it is.
Just don't play Arkham Origins, or don't play Arkham Knight after you play Arkham Origins. You'll notice some plot holes.
Yes, just... Unless it's Deathstroke who says, no, not unless someone else puts up $50 million, then, you know.
I mean, he said, I'll pay you back for what you did to me on that cruise ship.
Yeah. Though, and I'm going to be honest, and this is kind of just a bit of a conversation about Arkham Knight right now while doing this Harley Quinn boss fight. Not Harley Quinn boss fight. For some reason, they decided to make Deathstroke's fight in Arkham Knight. Spoiler if you haven't played Arkham Knight, I finished Arkham Knight. But basically, Arkham Knight's fight is pretty much... the Deathstroke fight is basically just Arkham Knight's Cloudburst fight, but, you know, with Deathstroke instead.
So, what Paige is doing to strat here, you can pull down some of the guys off of... If you're fast enough, you can pull them off the railings. And they'll actually fall and die from fall damage from, like a 2-foot drop or something.
Another thing as well I did was another thing I did as well was sometimes you can see these floors are getting electric, and sometimes if you have one of them on here, they'll just get electrocuted and it'll knock them out. It's great. But yeah, sometimes these guys can die from like a 2-foot drop, and it's kind of intense. Well, not die, sorry, get knocked out for a 2-foot drop. Batman doesn't kill. Okay. Oh wait. No, he saved himself.
It's actually very unlucky that he somehow pulled himself back though.
I know. I thought he was done. He was electric, but no, he climbed up that railing like his life depended on it. Wait till he did. It's a foot. It's on a foot. This Harley.
So, and Harley's done.
Yep. Just see, this is why Arkham Asylum is high-techy because they have bridges that just appear out of thin air.
There's a strat you can do where you can run and jump over the void before the bridge spawns in, but what's funny is that the bridge will usually spawn in as you hit the ground, so it's like pointless.
Yeah. I love old games, they're just so broken.
So we have received a new donation. We have received $5 from the Scarecrow. So continuing the Batman theme.
Hey, thank you for donating, but please don't gas me.
Yeah, there's you know, we've got one more of your fights left. We're gonna skip it, like, we're not gonna actually do the fight, but you know, hey,
What fight? Scarecrow's in this game?
Yeah. To be honest, he never actually showed. He only maybe shows up once with that little jump scare, and then he turns out being invisible. But apart from that, yeah, you're not going to see him again. He's just overbooked with Jonathan Crane, though. To be honest, I feel like they kind of knew that, and that's why they kind of made him front and center in Arkham Knight. Well, for a little bit of it, he only shows up a little bit, and then becomes just audio for the rest of the game until eventually, you know, he becomes the end guy. But yeah. Thankfully, Second.
There's a different strat you could do here where you immediately zip to this door after you punch the lunatic. So, I don't know how much faster it is, but it's usually done. If you screw it up, it's not faster, but it's usually faster.
Yeah. So thankfully, oh, yeah, you can hear these guys get killed by the lunatics. Thankfully, the lunatics take out all the snipers and all the actual, like, sane guys. So, kind of safe. Now, what we're going to try and do, just because they'll jump us if we don't, we're going to try and grapple up here. Now, one thing I have a little bit of a conspiracy theory about this, just a little bit of a conspiracy theory. I am convinced that Batman slows it up a little bit just so he can get caught. Because sometimes he just takes so long to grapple when he's being about to get jumped onto. Now, one thing I find really funny, and I got scared about in practice, but then I learnt this in practice, which I didn't know about. There's actually an invisible barrier just outside this door. If you hit it, if you go push yourself right up against this door, these guys actually won't hit you. Like, they'll come to you. But, and we'll see if we can get it. Look, but they won't get me because they just back up. I love it. It's so good. Yeah, there's an invisible barrier, which is supposed to stop them from getting into other areas of the map. And it looks really funny, but yeah. Okay, so we're going to grapple up here, and we're going to simply glide over here. Now, later in the game, when we go back to the battlegrounds, the snipers here. I actually watched a YouTuber go through this door, get sniped, and die while opening this door, and he, like, ragdolled it into the door. Very funny, because that's how Batman dies. He just falls ragdolls.
I can't waste any time.
So we're going to use some cool little gadget strats here to take out these guys. We don't want to fight them, it's a waste of time. So we're just going to take them out with the electricity, use the environment against them. And here, we're going to try to skip a Predator fight in the world's worst room for a Predator fight. I think. Well, I'd say second worst. The worst is in the sewers. But you'll see in a bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to restart that, because that did not go the way we planned it on going. So, yeah, that's terrible.
Not the optimal way to do it.
Yeah, I think I was too high. I think that was the problem. It was too high up.
Usually can just battering him from right there.
There we go.
Yeah,
that's what I was supposed to do.
You don't even have to take
we don't
him
want,
out.
So we don't want to take him out, because if we take him out, this game has a little thing where you have to then take everyone out to actually leave the room. It's like secure the area to continue. But yeah. Now what you'll notice we upgraded was we got the range amplifier and the thingy. And the reason why we got the range amplifier is so we can just hack this. So you'll notice it's booby trapped. I think Stocks would like to explain why they've been booby trapped and how they work.
So these booby traps, so there's 3 different hacks to do, and they're actually timed. I've actually never died to a hack ever, so I don't know like what happens when the timer runs out. But I'm guessing
it just squirts you in the face. No, it just squirts you in the face.
Water?
I did test it. It's a little bit gas just squirts you in the face. It's quite cute actually. Yeah, they make it out. They look really intimidating, but yeah, they just squirt you in the face a little bit, and Batman stops, and you have to redo the entire thing again. It's really funny because they make it out like it's just gonna go boom and fill it all with air. Yeah, it don't fail. It just squirts you in the face a little bit, and it's like.
No, you can actually just grapple here without taking this guy out.
Right,
but
so there is a way to do it, but unfortunately I'm a little bit not good at this game. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do that. I don't know what you could do. That's new. So we're going to have Joker. Oh yeah, so we skipped this because we skipped the mansion. So you've noticed that when we take people out, Joker's going to start. People are going to start seeing me. Joker's going to start knowing when people are taken out. That is because there are these things called suicide collars, which eventually in Arkham City got replaced with heartbeat monitors. But pretty much they are there so that inmates can't, do thing. But pretty much that's basically kind of the mechanics so that we can't just get away with taking people out and no one know. And that kind of adds the tension and kind of makes it a little bit more difficult for us.
It's actually funny about this skip. It's actually funny about like after you when you skip this, they actually don't have them on. The thugs don't have the suicide collars on, but they still play.
Oh yeah. But yeah, the suicide calls. And actually, I feel like we should have brought that up because that's actually a good way to explain the second,
I need to find
not being able to be seen, or the second can't be seen and can't take anyone out. Theory or thing.
I've actually never
This is
seen
our
that
first
zip before.
Yeah, so this is our first ever out of bounds, or OOB. We basically got out of bounds because we skipped the entire tomb. Do I get it? Do I get it? No, I didn't get it. Okay, need to do that one more time. It is the worst glitch known to man, but we're going to do it anyway because it's the only one that works. So, you know, it skips quite a bit, but yeah.
Don't call it blue hell or else I'll hate you. No, just kidding.
I need to find a way through this.
It's
funny
pretty much...
because one game had a blue out of bounds, and now everyone called it blue hell for so long.
The joys of speedrunning communities. At least it's not blinding grey like in Fallout 3. That's... Yeah. Sometimes, you know, Fallout 3 is a great game to run, but... Yeah, your eyes are never the same after it. Did we get it this time? Yeah. Yeah, we got it.
You actually hang on the lamp.
You know what? I don't think I've ever seen that. Out of everyone I've watched, like Bubbles, Shikin, even Kojo, no one's ever done that. I'm impressed.
Yeah, usually they get enough height and they just go to the side where it's impossible to hang on stuff, but it is a lot more risky.
Yeah.
Joker's men are all wearing the security collars.
Alrighty, so this is the one, like when Harley was keeping hostages, these are also hostages. Now they're in these little cages here, so I can concentrate as this is a bit confusing. Lethargic may explain what I have to do.
So basically, there's a different way to do this. I've actually only seen this strat about once, but the strat usually is to you can ground take down two guys in a quick enough succession that they actually won't like detect you.
Hostages are still
Let's
like Joker.
see if I can get this guy in the void.
Yeah. So oddly enough, there's like a weird abyss underneath the Botanical Gardens building. But don't worry, because you know the devs added a nice water splash effect if you pull the guys off.
Hostages are still in danger. I need to save
No, they're not, Batman. We've saved them, Batman. Are you insane? Yeah, so there's a lot of invisible abysses in this game, such as like that where we left Harley. It's Two Faces, and oh, hey, Two Faces, Two Face, but where we left Harley, she's currently hanging over an abyss. They were hanging over an abyss. Actually, there is an abyss in this next room. For some reason, and I don't know why, Rocksteady had quite the thing with abysses. Yep. I'm not sure how far they dug out, but yeah. Oh, here's two Titan thugs. They're great. There is actually an achievement / trophy, depending on what you play on, for actually taking these guys out without throwing a batarang at them. Which, to do that, you have to basically get them to charge at each other.
It's called mono.
By standing behind the other. It's quite odd. I'm not going to kind of probably guide it at the moment, because it's kind of a confusing thing to do. Though the main thing we do want to attempt to do is get them to hit those Titan containers. Now, I'm hoping Logic doesn't know the story of Titan, so if you'd like to explain what Titan is and why Joker would want it.
So Titan is basically a modified Venom, and Venom is what Bane uses. Basically, a modified like Venom sample, and Dr. Young was using it to basically create or to like cure mental illness. I don't really understand, but maybe that's because I'm not like a physiologist.
Yeah, so what we also learned is in the interview tips, which I haven't been picking up because they take you into the side menu, pretty much Joker basically turns out to be a guy called Jack. Well, we also learned this in the side. He uses an alias in this called Jack White, and he basically tries to get Dr. Young to give him the Titanfall because he wants to basically, it's Joker, so obviously he wants to destroy Gotham with these big, humongous beasts. And Dr. Young has known, oh, it's the Joker. Maybe it's not a guy called Jack White who wants monsters. And so she tries to pull the plug. Joker doesn't like it. We also, obviously, Joker breaks out of the Asylum for like the 8 millionth time prior to this game. After he gets Harley to bring him a... I don't know what it is, but it sounds like an RPG, though I think it's a shotgun.
Oracle, I've just...
And what makes you think?
Yeah, now we are going to do something which doesn't skip much time. This is quite a simple thing to explain, so I shall explain it. What we're going to do is we're going to listen for the dialogue of I need something to go
to get over this ravine.
1, 2, 3. And what we should do is if we hear it,
you'll hear really blast sound that blasts your eardrums.
so yeah, here's the Batwing, which only gets seen once in this. To be honest, the Batwing, its most uses are actually in, or it gets used the most in Arkham Origins as fast travel. But apart from that, it's just not used. Apart from maybe like story plots, and that's they really don't. It's most of them are probably going to be quite overpowered, you know. But, yeah, it gives us the line launcher and then it flies away. Goodbye. Also, there's the very big moon. For some reason in this game, and I think it is for dramatic effect, the moon is gigantic, huge. Obviously, on our Earth, not the Batman Earth, the moon, if you look outside, the moon's not that big. But unfortunately, surprisingly, in the Arkham games, it's like gigantic. Yeah. Now, I don't know if you've seen this glitch. Now, we're supposed to talk to Poison Ivy. However, when we pulled off that glitch, which I pulled off before, which I was blown away when Father told me he hasn't seen that glitch before, we've now softlocked ourselves. So to unsoftlock ourselves, we have to glitch back. And I thought doing a slow zip was going to break me, but no. And so we're going to have to move sideways a bit. And invisible floors are great. We love invisible floors. What we're going to try to do is go to this middle light texture over here. Have you seen this glitch before?
I've never seen that way of doing garbage skip.
Yeah, welcome. Welcome to the Thunderdome. Oh no, it's this one. So, camera there, glides, and then down, down, down. Unlike Arkham City and all that, the gliding in this isn't inverted.
Terrible.
So, yeah. No, I do feel bad. I've got to feel bad saying that because, and a lot of people know this, since it was very popular when it came out. There was a developer, the poor guy, who didn't work on anything else but for a year on just Batman's cape alone. As for it to work, it has so many animations, and the poor guy at Rocksteady worked on it for a full year. And we have to give a round of applause to that guy.
Spores to the ones I
Yeah,
used to attack Gotham
he
last
laid
year.
the groundwork
They're
for
deadly.
good gliding in these games.
Yeah.
The gliding
Eventually,
isn't too
you know,
terrible. I just like to dog on it because it's really bad for the speed run. It's like really confusing to do.
Thankfully, though, they do fix it in the other games, like Arkham City. You can do dive bombs, and you can actually control the how you glide. But yeah. So now this actually skips a lot of time. Now this section usually would play on the fears of us gamers, because it does a fake crash, and then it tells you basically play as the Joker, and you basically do the whole 6-minute walking session, which we didn't do because we're playing on a race file. Ouch! What man on my desk. However, and then it tells you to use the middle stick to thing. Fun fact, and this is a little bit funny. I actually tried to use an N64 controller to actually see if that would work. No, sadly, it was just a joke. And unfortunately, a middle stick does not work. But yeah.
Yeah.
So we're about to meet.
Oh, I was gonna say we're that skip was called Layer Link. That I've actually seen that skip before. Very
That's
well.
the old. It's the I'm using. That's 2018 Lowlink right there.
Yeah,
there's another one
there's
which
a
is
newer one.
from.
There's a newer one that's a direct result of doing that claw skip, where that wall actually isn't there. You have to do a whole skip to get around the wall. It's very interesting.
So Are you excited for our little best friend we're about to go meet? We all love him. We all know him. Unfortunately, I do have to play this bit normally because there's with a little bit of skips, but apart from that, it's quite hard to do. There is a glitch, but unfortunately, it does actually get rid of the distance meter, and I get clowned on this by someone in the community for it. I actually don't know I haven't mapped out all this entire section, so
We'll also send sound waves through the water,
There
unfortunately,
is
I do have to play normally
need to
because
move
there's
my
a
memory is
map in the
terrible.
Discord.
Yeah, I know, but even then, it's a little bit rough with that. To be honest, I can't remember half the speech commands for Fallout 1, and that's like very simple. But this is Killer Croc, Lathavik, if you would like to explain how this fight works and why it's painful as hell.
So basically, the whole like scary part about this fight is that you can't quick fire the batarang to make Croc like go away. You actually have to aim the batarang, and like I remember as a kid with the Xbox 360 D-pad, which is notoriously terrible, switching weapons like really fast kind of sucked, like really sucked. So I remember just being really scared this whole time because there's a lot of jump scares and you never know when he's gonna come next.
Obviously, as a
These
PS3
spores
player,
don't
I
contain enough
didn't have
of the
that problem.
antivenom molecule. I'm going to need to find more.
I say that while using a PS5 controller. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to have.
Oh, turn around. There's a spore behind there. Yeah.
I swear I'm losing it. Okay, so we're gonna grab this one over here. Yeah, so Killer Croc, very scary boy. One thing as well that you can't do, and you'll notice I'm crouching. You may be wondering why I'm not running. That is because you'll see right underneath the meters, there's a sound wave thing. Pretty much, if I run, Killer Croc's going to spot me, and I will die. They kind of implemented that into Arkham City as well with Penguin and the ice thing, where Tiny the shark, who... If you play that game, you'll know he's not tiny, he's a huge great white shark. Okay,
Yeah,
I went out of his distance and he messed up. He went away.
This is like generally used to like build suspense in this game, but it's kind of just a stupid tactic. Like once you win the game, crouching is actually a lot faster than just straight up walking, and most casual players will just walk.
They actually did fix that in Arkham City, which is real depressing. But it depends on. But with Arkham City, it only depends on your difficulty. So basically, if you're on easy, you can crouch. If you're on normal, you can crouch, but you have to do it slowly. If you're on hard, crouching and walking slowly or fast will just completely kill you. So yeah, which is very depressing, and I did learn that when doing a playthrough of hard mode. Yeah, that's not right. So what we're gonna do is let's just not play doing that. But it's fine. Killer Croc. He actually played by, and a lot of people, you guys actually might know who he is. Steve Blum, known for his very deep voice, played a lot of characters who have deep voices. We all love Steve Blum. If you don't know who Steve Blum is, again, he's just very known for his work on characters with very deep voices. A lot of monstrous characters as well.
He also plays a lot of just the random thugs in the game.
He does.
Along with I think it's Nolan North.
Yeah, so a lot of the time they like to reuse, because obviously WB. So far, their only thing is that they just want to make as much money as they can. But back then, it wasn't more of making as much money as they can. It was more of saving as much money as they could. So they were just reusing actors for the thugs. So for Arkham City, they used the actor who played Penguin, who you may also know as playing Nathan Drake in Uncharted, and the Space Corps from Portal 2. Basically, they reused him for the thugs because, you know, why pay more actors to do it? Why don't we just reuse them? You know, it's cheaper. So yeah, that's just WB games for you. We love them, but we also really hate them. This game wasn't actually by WB Games. It was by Square Enix and Eidos. And then WB got their grubby little mitts on those areas. Though they did actually make it pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Oracle, I'm getting out of here.
All right, so now we are.
He won't be a problem.
We're done with Croc. We just have to leave.
Yeah.
The sad part about this is you actually get like if you die here, you actually get put all the way back right here until like very very late. You're gonna yeah.
Yeah,
I actually didn't know how much you could run after that.
Yeah,
the
so
whole
that's
run
very
renegated.
useful. So when he jumps at you, it basically ups the. Like you can see it's over there. It ups the I forget what it's called. The sound wave meter is what I'm going to call it. That's the wrong way. And it gives you enough time to run.
Behind you.
Eventually, you can't run anymore. See, I can run. I'm going the wrong way. Oh trees! Oh trees! Oh trees! This is ballsy, but I'm doing it anyway.
Perpendicular,
That
over the
was-
water.
That was ballsy as well.
Spawn.
Yeah, line launching diagonally or thing is very ballsy as he can just jump out anywhere. Though I think he does have scripted places he jumps out that I haven't actually narrowed down. So he came right out of there. Okay, so because is it? Yes. Oh yay. So as you can tell, this is a lot more locked off than the place we were in before. This is because now it's kind of a. I like to call this the Crash Bandicoot section. As it's pretty much just run towards the camera. So yeah, while being chased not by a boulder but by a killer croc. So you know. So we're gonna do some leaps. It's also very scary because it's literally just the one pallet behind you he destroys instead of a couple. So it's just the right one pallet behind you.
It's actually funny. He said you can't run from him here, but you can actually crouch walk away from him.
That is true. He's just a very slow boy. Okay, so you're gonna hear him saying a little bit more. Not yet. One more. And then, yeah. Thankfully, you can just spam it until you just take him out. You can't like fail if you do it too early or if you do it too. If you do it late, you can. But if you do it too early, it's just like a little bit more. Just an inch. Just a minuscule. That's what. Yeah. So, one thing I want to say, and this is funny. So, you'll notice earlier we did a glitch when we went to the Batcave, where we skipped him saying Batcave turn or something like that. So, here you're going to see him try and use the Bat computer. However, it's not going to be turned on because he didn't turn the power on, so it's very funny. Very funny. He's basically just using a computer that's not even turned on or anything.
It magically turns on in the cutscene, though.
Oh no, that's going to ruin me.
Scan and open.
I've
now
actually
you
never
notice
noticed that it's not already on.
Yeah,
Usually.
the power's turned off. It's very dark in here. Yeah, the monitors are off. Good. It hasn't ruined me. So here, I'll let the cutscene play out for a second.
How close are you
Yep,
to making
he's using a turned-off computer. I'm not. I'd say I'm quite good with computers. But I'm not amazing with them. And I'm going to say, and even my mum, who's not good with computers at all, I think she knows that you can't use a computer when it's turned off. So, I don't know how Batman's using the computer. But
I mean, he's rich. He probably just crammed money into it,
Maybe he invented computers that you can use without turning them on. Someone get the producers of Shark Tank in here right now. Anyway, so, there's an interesting little skip here. You're supposed to go onto this island and run past it and do a whole zip up to actually skip to you. However, actually, no, I think there's still actually. I don't know. We'll have to do one of them, but we can actually get this very easy. We have to glide, and if we don't glide down by accident, we should be fine. Let's see if we get it. Fingers crossed. It's very scary. We got it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can just glide straight to it without having to go to the little island, and now we have to do climb up this. But yeah, it's kind of crazy that there's all these jagged rocks outside the asylum, but it is an island at the end of the day, so that's not the word. It's the end of the day. Yeah. You notice we do have an upgrade available. Unfortunately, we won't be upgrading because that does waste a bit of time, and we've already got all the upgrades we need. Now here, you're going to notice I do restart encounter. Now, I don't know if you know why I'm going to do this, but let's see. What are you going to do here? We're going to restart encounter.
So I know what you're doing, and the plant's actually gonna kill the guys. For some reason, the game likes to bug out, and it'll kill the guys. It's not like they magically just end up dead too. Like as soon as you go through this event. Yep, there.
Yeah, it's the sorry, what the plant get anyway.
I think how it works is that the plant sees you, but doesn't know how far away you are.
Yeah.
So he tries to shoot spores, and it ends up. Spores actually one-shot bugs usually.
So I didn't really explain these plants. These were have not. They're not new. They've just been here since we actually. Oh, that did a lot of damage to me. These have been here since we actually left the Botanical Gardens. I'm going to have to show them because I'm killing them. These basically damage you if you get close. Thankfully, and a lot of people don't know this, I've ran into a lot of regular players actually to explain this too. If you crouch towards them, they take longer to shoot at you than if you run at them. But a lot of players... Oh, I also messed up. I need to go back. I was too busy taking out plants, and I didn't remember that this is a glitched run, not a 80%. Yeah, I need to pull that glitch off again, and I was too busy scared about plants than I was about, you know. I became a horticulturist for a minute, though. Alright. You'll also notice that the plants are getting a lot worse. That is because Joker injected Poison Ivy with Titan. Now, because she's a plant lady, or because of her superpowers with plants, it's kind of changed.
Oracle.
She doesn't
Another problem.
become huge and monstrous. She more of just kind of becomes a lot more powerful and then is able to pretty much destroy half of Arkham Asylum with her plants.
Sewer junction, and it appears to be polluted with Titan. Wow.
I saved it and I got onto the plant. Okay, no, I don't need that. I don't need that. What am I doing? We're good. We're good. I'm saving everything. We're fine. Don't worry about me.
Alrighty, so the story here is that the reservoir that pumps straight into Gotham is filled with Gotham water, or with Titan water. I don't really understand like
he
how
basically
that works.
So somehow I don't know how, but for some reason Gotham is a bit of a weird place. But it is based in Chicago. Nothing against anyone in Chicago, but but pretty much for some reason the water pumpage system runs through Arkham Asylum, which is very smart. You know, have it run through a mental institution. That makes sense. As the way to pump it to the city, you know, not like
They've never really
not like they have an inmate that's been in there and knows doing it in the comics. I think it's falling off my desk. But you know, hey, it's Gotham. You know, they can do what they like. So here we're going to take out 2 enemies and turn things off.
This is weird because this is like a mental institute, and like the game is Arkham Asylum, not Arkham Sewer. And casually, you'll probably spend like a lot of time down here because you'll keep falling and stuff off of all the. It's a very hard platforming level.
This is also, and when I said that the other room was my second least favorite Predator fight, it's because this room sucks. And if you've played this game, you'll know why. Because there's nowhere to hide. Well, there is, but you get to see, oh, his mates here now.
Have you ever played the challenge map of this room?
No, that's why I've... tried to platinum this game on PS4. I gave up when I got to this challenge map, because I decided, no. I care too much about my own mental health than to ruin it playing this challenge map. How did you see me? Unless you are superhero. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to try and do this. Yep, that's one of my favourite lines from Joker, that we didn't take them out in the first date. Great, love that line. Here, what we're going to try and do is we're going to try to use this and not get shot at. Because what will happen is if we hack this before they actually before I take them all out, there's 2 guys that won't spawn in after we've taken them all out. If you don't take this out, they do spawn in. However, that does actually notify them that I am here. I think. Nope, it doesn't. No, I'm stupid. So don't worry, just gonna get shot out. The reason in detective mode is because you're not in detective mode, your screen gets filled with red, and it just becomes very hard to see. So detective mode makes it a lot easier to get shots at and still beat them up. So yeah, 2 guys usually spawn here. 1 guy with a knife, 1 guy with a pipe. But we don't really want to fight them, so we're just going to hack it before we can. Now, I actually don't know, and Stocks, you can let me know if this is true. I don't know if this is a strat that works, but we're going to try it. Or if this is not a strat that works, but a strat that everyone uses, or if I'm just a genius.
Using the range amplifier.
Okay, so I'm not.
Yeah, it's using glitchless in the Hondas and stuff. In any percent, we actually skip this whole section with 2 zips, but they're pretty hard to learn.
I did a race against someone who I'm not going to talk about, because unfortunately, he did get banned from the community. But he basically, I did a race against him, and he wiped me when we got to this section because he used that glitch. I was busy just disarming all this while he was just doing that. But anyway, we're going to now do the hardest fight ever. Well, on hard, it's the hardest fight. On easy, it's just the easiest fight in the world. I remember once, 2019, I was sitting and doing this fight and wanting to cry because this is hard on hard, but thankfully. Okay, so I want to explain the difficulty real quick. So, easy and normal. On easy, you obviously have, well, this where they're easy and they have a counter above their head. Normal, they're a bit more aggressive, but they have a counter above their head. Hard, they were like, you know what? Let's get to the thing that makes it easier, and let's get them to try and use muscle memory on when they think someone's going to attack. Yeah, they get rid of the counter feature, so you kind of have to guess when they're going to hit you, which makes it which makes fights impossible. But I have beaten this game, so.
The funny thing with speedrunning is that in Arkham Asylum there is no normal. Like for speedruns, no one does normal. For every other game there's normal, but whoever started this game and put it on the leaderboards, they did not like normal, and I can never agree with them more. It's the most pointless category. If you want to challenge, play on hard.
This oh maybe that isn't true. This category. Oh no, go away. This category or game has been on speedrun.com for years. I think the longest run I've ever seen was like, I think it was 9-8 years. Alright, come on, Buster. Charge at me, bud. So yeah, Titan Thug charges at us. The reason why this is really hard on hard is because there's a lot of these enemies, and obviously they all come at you, especially if you're especially when they're more aggressive. They absolutely just all come at you in like. They kind of tag team you at that point, and yeah. So we're gonna kind of rodeo them, which is one of my favorite things in this game. Yeah, this fight quite tedious, and it's just a lot of slapping enemies around. There is a skip, which I'm not going to attempt because I'm not. But I did find this out by watching another member. I also think I'm not going to. I forgot you're not an Arkham City Titan Thug. I'm getting confused. Pretty much, you can do a skip where pretty much you can go when the last wave of enemies come out. You can basically try to pull down when you take out a majority of the thugs. You can then try and pull down the wall with the thing, but it's really hard to see. So get to.
Yeah, it's mostly done in New Game, no matrix skips at this part. It basically involves like pulling down the wall at the perfect time, like absolutely perfect. You have to have the perfect RNG for it. I've only gotten a couple of times.
Oh god, critical combo strikes coming in clutch!
Yeah, 33 combo.
I'm surprised I'm doing this at 2 in the morning and I'm still actually quite sharp with this. Alright. Let's point it down. Now, cool little trick here we're going to do. The hitbox for the explosion here is really big. Like, I'd say really big. We put explosive gel right here on the floor. We should be getting it. Yeah. the hitbox to hit that, very big, very wide. I'm going to pull that down. And we are nearing the end. We've got like one boss fight left, and then we have the final boss fight between the Joker, which is kind of crazy, you'll see.
Ivy's getting stronger.
Yeah, for some reason, Rocksteady decides, you know what? There's not enough red in this game, so they went to the level, the bit in the real engine, and that says red, and they were like, let's crank this baby to 11. It's very red now.
It took
I don't know why.
rose-tinted glasses to a whole nother level.
Yeah, that's yeah. They basically just turned the red meter up to 11. To be honest, I don't understand why it's red. I would say more poison ivy would be more green than red, but you know what? Fine. Put a green tinted lens on the camera.
What do you think you can do?
Ooh, there's snipers. I forgot there were snipers. I swear I've played this game many times, but sometimes snipers. Thankfully, you can dive roll and they don't hit you. So we're just gonna keep spamming that.
Yeah, they've magically got the snipers back because Ivy's got all the lunatics.
On the planet. You will pay Batman for hurting
so yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to grapple up to this roof, not up to this guy. We're not going to take out any snipers, thankfully. We don't have to take them out. Now, what you'll see is, there's that giant plant there. Ivy is just going nuts. She has lost it. So we need to go and sort her out. She's been naughty, so we need to go and do what Batman does and take her down.
Do you like what I've done with the place?
Now, so when we line launched up that and over it, you actually are not supposed to do that. You were supposed to go where we just went under. However, most casual players have actually... I watched a Twitch streamer. She just randomly picked up on that little skip there, and I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, it was very, very funny. I'm going to die. So what I'm going to do is... I know I should do this, but I'm going to do it because I'm getting nervous about dying. I don't really want to die. Thankfully, the checkpoint system in this game is quite forgiving, and it's like not that far away. There's a lot of checkpoints around the place. So what we're gonna do?
Right now seems like a goodest time as ever for me to be right back. This fight is pretty self-explanatory, and Paige do a good job explaining it.
I shall explain that. I'll you go and do what you go do. Thankfully, however, we don't have to do that glitch again because she nicely opens up the way for us.
You're only a man.
Thanks, Ivy. So, there's these guys up here. It's William North, who does appear in Arkham City as well. And then his friend... Oh, sometimes that guy can just hit you while you try to do that little line launch skip there. It doesn't go well, but yeah. So, Poison Ivy fight. Very easy fight. Depends. Some people found it really hard. I did when I first played this game. So Ivy's this giant plant. This is kind of where the game, Titan guys, alright, we're kind of cranking it up a little bit. Yeah, giant plant creature thing. Let's maybe crank it higher than 11. So basically we're going to do damage. Now you can do general damage by thingy, but then eventually she opens up that little, and that does full on crit damage. And that's kind of how this fight just kind of flies through it. It's just a lot of dive rolling and spamming the L2 button. But yeah, sometimes I get really into it and I'll let the next thing I'll try and dodge it with the L. Okay, we're going to run this fight, and then we're going to run this fight. So if these plants get you, it's basically just button mashing simulator until you get released from it. So yeah. Ivy's mad because we're trying to scare her of the Titan formula, but she doesn't want it because she likes how it feels. She likes the power that the Titan formula. She was like she basically says like plants were in pain. They were getting stronger. It's been a while since I've seen the cutscene. So I'm just gonna take it down. Just gonna take it down. Like that. There is 2 stages, but we're just going to blow up this real quick, which will only crack it. Unfortunately, you know, it destroys walls, but does not destroy whatever that's made of. Only cracks it like glass. But we do have a second stage. Now, the second stage, she brings in friends for us. We love friends. Friends are great. Apart from these friends. These are not nice friends. These are those friends that you don't want. Because they like to kick us in the face and beat us up. So we're...
back.
Welcome back. I've talked about the fight. I've told about the friends she sends to us on the second stage.
Yeah, these guys are our most loyal followers.
Yep. Well, mostly because
really
they're
free will.
hypnotized and have
Yeah,
green
they have
glowing
free will.
eyes, but... Okay. Yeah, so obviously, when she goes up there, she will eventually open up, which allows us to then do crit damage, which obviously does a lot more damage than just hitting the little force field she's got. It's not force field, it's like a little window she has. So yeah. I was saying how this fight was horrible in the first place game, because I had no clue how you could actually do this fight without spamming it.
Most casual players will actually just like straight up aim the batarang and keep throwing it at her.
Oh yeah, that's painful to watch. There we go, she's down. Thankfully, these guys just completely feel it as well. And also, that guy has no physical.
Now we are in the last mission of the game.
We are. It's nearly party time. Alright, it's party time. So we're gonna go to the party now. There's 2 types. There's 2 groups of people. There's the people who introduce us. Now they're slow. They're like O'Bane, some other enemies that have B in the name. But then they show Batman, and then the joke is that he turns the clipboard around and it just says Batman in big red text. But that's just kind of a waste of time and very slow. Funny on a casual run, but just general speed run, very slow. Batman. You'll fly halfway across a room to beat them up, but when it comes to party guys, you don't. But there is guys inside who will clap and cheer for us, and we love that. You know, we don't like people who introduce us to also, this is fully built now. They've added the door and they've painted it, and there it is in all its beauty. We don't want to take out these guys, but if you do take these guys out, you do get the trophy or achievement, Party Pooper. We're just going to skip that. So we're going to go into first-person mode here, and we're going to walk to this Joker television on his head.
Are you excited?
While he's actually doing it, I need to drink because I've not drank and I've talked a lot.
All night. Don't tell me you've not been looking forward to it. I know I have.
So it turns out,
Surprise!
yep, that's Joker inside the television.
Everyone always said I should be in television. You don't want to miss this, really. It'll be a blast.
Literally, so we're going to actually stand very close to it.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Blast off. So yeah. So there's 2 types. There's actually two fights in this ending section. Which is gonna. Whoa, God. Sorry if you're wearing headphones. That's gonna hurt. It's hurting my ear. Yeah, if you're wearing headphones, I do apologize. I may have given you a little bit tonight instead.
Simulator.
Yeah. it's not a video game until you get slight tinnitus. You know, we have to feel the explosion. It puts you in the game.
Oh, the murder.
So, again, this is pretty much just the general Joker stuff. We see Joker is kind of chilling on, I think they're dolls, but I don't know. Oh, there's a little base up there. He's got Scarface as well. He's like holding Scarface. No, he threw Scarface because he was mad because he locked himself with Scarface. Yeah. Scarface, if you don't know, is a villain. That's a doll. It's not like a whole Chucky situation. It's more of a insane ventriloquist situation where he then blames. He then just uses the doll as like a little bit of a companion to commit crimes and stuff. Yeah. Come on. So, yeah, we basically just need to take these guys out. And then, now, when I said that the Poison Ivy fight kind of cranks it to higher than 11, or higher than, I want to say 20, this cranks the game to pretty much 101. You'll see why in a second. So we need to take these guys out, and then, thankfully, you actually don't have to take out the thugs, because the game will just eventually fade to black. To the last section of the game where it does end, and I will explain where time ends when we get to it. Come on, jump off his back. Come on, jump off his back. There you go. But we're not there yet. We've got quite a bit to go till time ends. So. There we go. Right, so the game's going to fade to black, though I did accidentally take out everyone, so that's fine. Thanks, Joker. So it turns out, I'll show you this because I can't skip it until it shows you. Yeah, so Commissioner Gordon, we tried to get him to leave the island. Turns out he didn't leave. Well, he did leave, but he got kidnapped again. And yeah, so this is where the game kind of turns to 101. Yeah, we have Titan Joker. If you played Arkham City and he's like poisoned, this is why he basically shot himself in the chin, his big, long chin, and he basically became a Titan thug. This fight is controversial. You may be like, well, why? It's not good. It's the same stuff in 3 waves, with a little bit while pulling him down. It is not a good boss fight, but this game wasn't really known for its boss fights. Arkham Origins kind of holds that title. The games are kind of labeled with what they do best by their strong suits. So you have Arkham City, Arkham Asylum, which is just best known for its best start to the series. Arkham City for just the best story altogether, Arkham Origins for the best boss fights, and Arkham Knight for the best gameplay. And then Arkham Shadow for the best VR game. Anyway, so we're going to Tango again. Now, last I checked, Tango wasn't just swinging and throwing arms around while Batman runs around, but no. So, eventually the enemies do actually start getting a lot more difficult, and they do also stand... one thing we also do have to do, and you'll notice I don't instantly try to go pull him down. It is quicker to try and pull him down instantly. The problem is, if you start pulling him down, there's like, maybe sometimes one guy likes to stay up. All these like explosive Joker teeth things will also... if you start pulling him down but you get hit, you have to redo the entire fight again, like this entire like wave again. And it's horrible when that happens. I have had many runs die from that. And then sometimes, Jack Ryder is the guy driving the helicopter. Jack Ryder is basically the male Vicky Vale. Everyone is down, so we're going to pull down this. And we're going to go beat him up, and then we do need to do one more. So, what I will say is, when we've taken out all the guys and I start pulling, whoever is on timer duty, do get ready, and we're going to start to pull him down.
Basically, when Joker begins to fall off the platform, and he loses his footing, is when time ends. I'm sorry, there's never a good way to explain it without the honest Twitter.
Alright, this is where Critical Combo Strikes comes in quite strong. Actually, coming very strong, you're all down. So, whoever's on timer duty, time is in 3, 2, 1, and that is time. There we go. 137 to 17, not bad. That is not PB. My PB is I think 134. Wait.
I'm actually going to win. Ready for the
There
next
we go.
round? Always. What?
I'll never let you win.
While we do outros, I'll let this cutscene play. It's got a very good cutscene, which I don't think I've watched the entire way through. Obviously, you've got Bill Nye, who's next with his Star Trek run.
Well, we are actually very ahead of time, Paige. So if there's anything that you would like to showcase from Batman Arkham Asylum, we've got a bit of time that we can take a look.
Oh my.
I actually have got to go now. I
Okay.
appreciate you this amazing run. Thank you to all the people who were talking about how good Arkham Asylum is, because it is a very good game. Thank you guys for having me. I'll see you guys later. This has been
Thank you for joining us.
Cheers, Ryan. Cheers for running commentary. Very, very, very good to have someone who's I would say qualified as you are a leaderboard verified.
Thank you.
I'll survive.
Yeah.
See you tonight, Barbara.
All right, so yeah, that was a run. Thank you all for watching. I do actually have a bit of time to actually share. I will show one thing which is very funny. I know I want to do a bit of backstory stuff. Two-Face is robbing a bank. We don't need to worry about that. One thing you'll notice. This is the credits. Now, two things I want to show off. The cutscene, this post-credit scene changes. Blame Iron Man 1 for this. So this post-screen said it changes. So I think depending on the difficulty, a different hand will grab this. So Scarecrow will grab it in easy. I think normal is Bane, and then hard is Killer Croc. One thing I do want to show you while I have time, which is quite epic, is a cool little behind-the-scenes thing that Rocksteady did years ago. And it does unfortunately have to do with a dead platform now, but I'm not dead, but people just don't use it anymore unless you're the age of 50. I might have just enough time to do it. See if I can get there quick enough. I guess while I'm running there real quick, I may as well explain. So yeah, I do thank you all for watching. I do speedruns and stuff on my Twitch. Shameless self-promotion, I guess, there. Okay. So good luck to all the other runners, and I do appreciate GFH, Gamers for Hope, for accepting my run. Yeah, this is one here. I think it is.
We have also received another donation from Chantal B. We've got $25 with the message "Great job."
Thank you, thank you.
If anyone else would like to donate, there is a link pinned in the chat that you can follow, and all donations go directly to Stand Up for Cancer.
Can we just agree I'm cleverer than you?
That's not true, Riddle. That's not true. I keep going the wrong way, and I keep forgetting it's fault. I do apologize if I accidentally go too far over, but where am I going? What am I doing? Where am I going? Hold on. Is it here? It is in here. Oh, I need to hack this. Yeah, so basically, I'll start explaining what it is. Basically, Rocksteady ran like a little a thing. Like it was like not really a giveaway. It was more of a competition on Facebook, and pretty much back when Facebook was popular and kids were actually using Facebook. Basically, if you won, you got to be in the game. You had to send a picture of your face, and you got to be in the game. So I want to show you a guy who won it. I may as well, he won the Facebook tournament. I may as well show you him. One thing I want to show you that's also really funny is he doesn't only have one arm, unlike people may think. He's just hiding his arm. So this is the guy. He's here. That's his face. That's the guy who won, though he's in low quality, so I do apologize for that. But yeah, he doesn't have one arm. The other one's just tucked behind the things. Yeah. Sorry if I told through that. I just know how much time we had left. So yeah, that's gonna do it. Other games I run as well, like Fallout 3, Fallout 1, Last of Us, stuff like that. But that's gonna do it. So very much appreciated for allowing me to run this game here, and yeah.
Well, thank you for running it for us, Paige. That was really, really good. I always love watching Batman Arkham series runs.
Very fun to run. Very Arkham Asylum, but especially by the communities. There's a lot of people who don't run it. Some people have said I won't ever run Asylum. It's just difficult, but yeah.
They're very fun runs and very engaging to watch.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
So that's it from Paige. Moving forward, we are going to Star Trek Voyager Elite Force Meow Mod by Build Nye. So that's what's coming up. If you would like to donate, please click the link in the description and donate your money to Stand Up to Cancer. And we'll see you soon. Don't go anywhere for the run by Build Nye.
Thank you for that. Goodbye.